Hi everyone, my name is Aanchal and today me and my other group members will be presenting a critical analysis of one of the most infamous ethical failures in the tech and healthcare industries, the Theranos case. So firstly, let's talk about the introduction. Theranos, led by Elizabeth Holmes and Ramesh Balwani, promised revolutionary blood testing that could deliver over 240 results from just a few drops of blood. This vision captured massive public attention and investor support. However, behind this innovation was a significant ethical collapse. Technical failures were concealed and stakeholders were misled at multiple levels. In this presentation, we will analyze the case through four key dimensions: health, economy, legality, and society. I will apply ethical theories and Australian Computer Society Code of Professional Conduct to critically assess where professional responsibility failed. Let's begin at looking at the foundation of deception and misinformation about the core technology. So now let's talk about deception and misinformation. Theranos claimed its Edison device could perform hundreds of tests from a tiny blood sample. However, it was later revealed that traditional machines were used and data was manipulated. This is a clear breach of ACS honesty principle. From a deontological ethics perspective, deception is inherently wrong. Holmes Bilwani knowingly mispresented the truth. Their actions also reflect a lack of professional integrity and virtue. Ethical leadership requires transparency, which was entirely absent here. Partners, investors, and regulators were intentionally misled, eroding trust and causing widespread harm. This deception had real world consequences for patient health, which we will explore next. Now let's talk about how does it affected the health of patients. Theron's inaccurate test led to a false result in serious conditions like HIV, cancer and pregnancy, affecting over 80,000 patients. From a utilitarian perspective, the harm for overweight by potential benefit. Care ethics were also violated. Patients' well-being and trust was sacrificed for profit. Theron's breached ACS 412 quality life and 421 public interest. Technology should enhance life, not endanger it. In one case, a patient was falsely diagnosed with a terminal illness, a devastating emotional and ethical failure. Beyond patients, the financial impact on investors was also served, which we'll cover in next section.
Hi everyone, today I will be presenting on the Theron scandal and how it raised serious issues across ethic law and public trust. First, economic and investor mispresentation. First, let's look at the financial deception. Theron raised about $700 million using false data. Investors and partners were misled with fake demo and dishonest contacts. The violated ethical principles like consequentialism and distributive justice, which focus on outcome and fairness. They also broke the ACP code of ethics, especially the value of honesty, professionalism, and avoid conflict of interest. And then legal violations and accountability. Next, the legal consequences. The CEC and DOG stepped in with fraud changes. Elizabeth Holmes when sentenced to over 11 years in prison, and Sunny Baldwin got 13 years. This was clear valuation of ACS legal compliance. The scandal also weakens public trust in both the tech industry and legal system. And thus, next slide, societal trust and cultural implications. Beyond law and finance, the case had a big impact on society. It led to distrust in health tech, especially startup led by women, which is unfortunate and unfair. People also become more spectral and emerging technologies. Overall, ethical theories ignored stakeholders' theory and social responsibility and broke ACS guidelines related to the public good and society.
Hello everyone, this is Rajat Agrahari and I'm going to talk about key ethical insights. First, this wasn't just a case of personal ambition going unchecked, it's point to be systematic failure. The broader organizational culture and systems allowed unethical behavior to take root and continue. At multiple levels, we see a discrete for ACS values which are meant to guide professional and ethical conduct in the ICT industry. These values are either not embedded in the culture or simply ignored. There were clear ethical blind spots areas where no one is really asking this is the right things to do. These blind spots allowed risks to grow unnoticed and unchallenged. Lastly, the lack of accountability frameworks mean that when things went wrong, there were no clear responsibility or oversights. There's a major governance issue. Now I'm going to talk about ethical leadership in IS moving forwarding. Ethical foresights must be central in fast evolving tech driving industries. Professionals need to anticipate potential ethical challenges before they occur, not just respond after the fact. IS professionals must actively prioritize stakeholder welfare. These meaning things not only about business goals but also about the realistic impact on users, employees, and society at large. We should work at to embed the ACS code of ethics throughout every stage of IS development. From design to development, ethics shouldn't be an afterthought. They must be integrated into the entire process. Finally, true ethical leadership goes beyond simply following rules or compliance requirements. Our responsibility extends towards serving the greater society good, ensuring that technology support fairness, safety, and trust. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Anosh and here I am going to discuss about the recommendations to prevent similar ethical failures in the future. Independent audits and peer reviews must be mandatory in health tech innovations. Regulatory bodies like the TGA and FDA should enforce stricter oversight on emerging technologies. Information systems professionals needed continuous ethics trainings to organize and address potential blind spots. Transparency in communicating risks and actual performance to all stockholders is essential. Moreover, whistleblower protections should be established to encourage early reporting of unethical practices. Conclusion: the Theranos was not just a technological failure, it was a collapse of ethics, leaderships, and accountability. By violating multiple principles of the ACS Code of Professional Conduct, Theranos caused harm to patients, investors, and public trust. This case serves as a critical reminder for information systems professionals to adapt ethical foresight and invest ethical considerations proactively in innovations. The lesson from Thanos must guide future practices to ensure that technology serves the greater good of society.